Ever since it was announced that EA Sports College Football was going to be built on the same engine as Madden, a lot of people have been worrying, is this just going to be a Madden reskin? EA already has a bad reputation for just pumping out the same game with a new title. People don't like Madden like they used to. They don't like FIFA like they used to. It just feels like EA pumps a bunch of microtransaction garbage down our throats. So I know there is little faith in EA when it comes to making the new college football video game. It just feels like they might not put out a good product. So when people saw that the game was going to be built on the Madden engine, that just naturally made them worry even more. Well, I'm here to tell you today that EA Sports College Football will not be a Madden reskin, and it'll be a unique new experience for the user. And I mean, don't really take my word for it, take Matt Brown's word for it. I'm going to play a clip from my interview that I had with him, where I interviewed him for about 50 minutes, and we talked about the new video game and everything that he knew about it. Again, if you don't know who Matt Brown is, he's basically the number one source for everything related to EA Sports College Football. Like I said, I interviewed him. That's one of my most recent uploads, so definitely go check out that interview with him. But I'm going to play a clip now from that interview where he talks about the difference between EA Sports College Football and Madden. Difference for Madden, because I know it's going to be on the same engine that Madden is built on, but I mean, you could build a gazillion games on that engine. So what do you know comparing it to Madden?
Yeah, and this is something I know a lot of readers and a lot of you fans care very deeply about. What I can share with you that I know, is that one, the design leads, the project managers, the head architects of this game, I talked to some of them, are degenerate college football fans. I say this with love, they're sickos.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean the CEO of Electronic Arts is a college football sicko? Yeah, probably not. But like the people that are in the blood and guts here, they care very deeply about the sport itself. And they also recognize, and this has been communicated to me too, that you can't just do a carbon copy of Madden, in part because the game of football is literally different between the two engines. So the last college football game, if you guys remember, like the defining gameplay focus that they really tried to dig into that year was the option. RPI and running a triple option or running a read option, which had become part of almost a standard college football playbook, and is was that way for a lot of the last decade, wasn't very good until like the last year when you had the option to like specifically read this defensive end or read this linebacker and everything, and that's not in Madden. Like the Eagles will run a couple of those plays, or like the Dolphins might run a couple of them, but that's not a core gameplay mechanic. Well, since that last game, RPOs are now a defining core gameplay function for like 70% of college football offenses.
Right.
And that was barely a thing in the last game. It's not as much a thing in Madden. We still have teams, not many, but still have teams that are running stuff out of like the flex mode. We still have, a couple of teams, borrowing run and shoot principles, which means you have to have different blocking schemes and different plays and animate things differently than you do in the NFL. So I can tell you that those are things that developers are working on. I know that a lot of people see Madden engine and freak out, and I can't promise you that the game's going to be perfect or even good. I wish I could. I can't. I tell everybody, look, man, I pre-ordered Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, I understand that sometimes EA makes things that suck.
Right.
And I understand the frustration with Madden. The biggest takeaway I can impress on everybody is, I believe in my heart that this is not a carbon copy Madden reskin. There is too much development work happening behind the scenes. It is the number one reason they delayed this game. And the people who are working on this game and managing and selling this game also understand you only get one chance to make a good first impression. So this game, it could suck. If you haven't played it, can't promise you it's going to be good. If it sucks, it's going to suck on its own merits. Not because it sucks for the exact same reason that Madden sucks.
I think Matt Brown summed it up well there at the end, where basically he just says, I don't know if this game's going to be good or not, but it's not going to be Madden. If it sucks, it's just going to suck on its own. And he even says that's part of the reason the game was delayed a whole year, is because they were starting from scratch. This was a whole new video game that they were creating, and they clearly, or at least it seems, they're not just simply reskinning Madden. And he also says that the design leads on the team making the new video game are college football degenerates. He's basically just saying they're diehard fans. They're just like me and you who want to play this game right now. They clearly care about the game they are making. Now, the design leads don't have the power and authority that, the people overseeing the game do. They're not the CEO of EA, obviously. So just because they, are diehard fans doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to create whatever they want, because obviously they're not in control of that. But it's obviously a good sign. It's better than, they just took the whole Madden team and put them in charge of making EA Sports College Football. And I remember reading about part of the reason why the NCAA football series was so good was because the team that was working on it cared deeply about the game. They were fans just like you and me. And that sounds familiar to what Matt Brown literally just said. So this is obviously a very good thing. So again, the game might not even be good. It might be garbage. Who knows? But at least we know it's not Madden. It's not going to be a Madden reskin. It's going to be something completely different. Matt Brown even says that he believes in his heart that this is truly a unique game. And I think when this game comes out, it's going to have been 11 years since NCAA 14 was released. And so I think just the nostalgia, the new game, all of that combined, we're going to absolutely love this game at first. It might take a while to see the flaws in it, but I think what really matters is the longevity of this. So, year 2 release, year 3 release. Are these games getting better? Are they the exact same thing? Are they getting worse? Are they starting to become Madden? So I think that's what we're going to have to look for. And just because this game is being built on the Madden engine, I don't think that really matters too much. I said it in the question I asked to Matt Brown, but you can use the engine to build a gazillion different types of games. It's not just because you're building on the same engine as Madden doesn't mean it's going to be anything like Madden. For example, the whole Battlefield series is built on the Frostbite engine, which is what Madden's also built on. Obviously, Battlefield and Madden are two completely different games. One's a first-person shooter, one's an NFL simulation game. Now, I have seen people say that the Frostbite engine is meant to be a first-person shooter engine, like you're supposed to build those types of games on this engine. That would be a cause for concern. If people are saying Madden sucks because it shouldn't be built on the Frostbite engine to begin with, then that would make sense, and I can potentially get on board with that and get behind that. So maybe they're saying, hey, EA Sports College Football is being built on a bad engine to begin with, so it's going to suck. That may be possible. What I'm arguing is that just because it's built on the same engine doesn't mean it's going to be anything like Madden, and I see a lot of people assuming since it's built on the same engine, it'll literally just be Madden again. So to kind of wrap this all up, summarize this, kind of in the words of Matt Brown, if it sucks, it's going to suck on its own merit. Hopefully this game doesn't suck. Hopefully, obviously, it's a fantastic experience. Hopefully, it's a super fun and awesome game. But what I can tell you that I'm confident in, and Matt Brown is confident in, is that it's going to be a unique new experience. It's not going to be a Madden reskin. So that is very, very good news.